All right, good morning and welcome. We always start with the pledge and a prayer. So if you're able to stand, please do. And if not, please join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Smith, will you open a prayer?
Heavenly Father, we come to you once again. Thank you for the day. Thank you for each one that's able to be out here. Lord, we ask that you be with us as we do the business of the county, that you would direct us, that we would make the right decisions and do the right thing for the people that live in Scioto County. Lord, thank you for your direction. Thank you for watching over us. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. All right, good morning. It is August 6th. And gentlemen, it's good to be back. You guys done a great job the past couple weeks.
Were you going?
Apparently so. But we'll jump right into approving the meeting minutes of July 30th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Merritt, you want to vacate the chair?
He doesn't-
I don't have to
he doesn't
vacate
have
the
to.
chair. Yes,
I was
I
thinking because you weren't here.
I just have to
do.
abstain.
You just have to
Okay.
abstain from it.
Mr. Smith
Aye.
and Mr. Malt.
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Abstain.
In the matter of request for appropriation of funds,
Any comments or questions on appropriation requests?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of request for appropriation transfer of funds,
Any comments or questions on our transfers?
I make a motion we approve the transfer of funds.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of approving payment of the regular schedule of accounts for various funds, moral obligations, and then and now certificates in the total amount of $434,043.58.
Any questions on item 4?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting miscellaneous reports,
Any comments or questions on our miscellaneous reports?
I'll make a motion we accept the miscellaneous reports.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of request for fund transfer,
Any comments or questions on fund transfers?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of advance request,
Any comments or questions on advance request?
I make a motion we approve the advance request.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of notice to proceed and contract agreement for the Village of New Boston Community Center and Safety Building Concrete Replacement Project regarding CDBG.
All right, this is a notice to proceed for the Village of New Boston Community Center, Safety Building Concrete Replacement Project, contract agreement with Jayco Concrete and the Board of Scioto County Commissioners in the amount of $78,000, work being completed August 31st, 2026. Once again, this is connected to the Community Revitalization Grant that we received through CDBG. Comments or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of bid award for the SCI CRVAR PM fiscal year 27 and contract agreement for the pavement marking project regarding the engineer.
We do have a bid award and a contract agreement with A&A Safety, Board of County Commissioners at the recommendation of the Scioto County Engineer. Lowest bid, $103,717.60, and this project is being subsidized by a $150,000 grant program through CEAO's HSIP Pavement Marking Grant. Any comments or questions?
I will make a motion we approve that.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye.
In the matter of board appointment to the WIOA Ohio Means Jobs Area Number 1 Board.
So this is the Workforce Development Board. Received a letter from President Eric Braun of Shawnee State. They have had representation on this board since it is making sure we're having people in the job pipeline. Shawnee State is critical to that. They did have a change in staff. So Mr. Jeff Hamilton, who was on that board originally, has stepped into a new role over there as the Dean of Students. Jeff did a fantastic job on this board, but they're now saying, hey, now that he's focused entirely on students, it makes more sense that Jamie Barker who is the institution's chief external relations officer, should serve on this board as the outreach and the voice of the Shawnee State. So they are asking that we make this recommendation to WIOA's Ohio Means Jobs Area 1 Board. Comments or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
In the matter of grant agreement for the airport improvement project number 3-39-0069-029-2026 at the Greater Portsmouth Regional Airport.
So this is an improvement project for $98,703. The state share is $4,935. So this is just some enhancements out there at the airport. I appreciate Troy Huff and his leadership there at the Airport Authority. They continue to get grants to enhance. I believe this one is specifically for, and I should have had it memorized already. I believe it's the apron. Yeah. So anyway, that's what they're doing. They're doing some enhancement out there, $98,000 worth. So any comments or questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the grant.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
In the matter of data sharing agreement between the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services and Ohio Means Jobs, Adams, Brown, Pike, and Scioto counties.
This is just an ongoing agreement that we do for data sharing between the entities. Any comments or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
In the matter of accepting amended certificate from the Budget Commission.
Did we skip number 12?
No? I
No.
just did that.
No, we did data sharing. Number 11?
Oh, sorry. In the matter of letter of support regarding the Regional Council of Governments and the Ohio Department of Development Disabilities.
So there is a proposed agreement with the several of the area DODD agencies through Southern Ohio. Basically what they're doing is looking at putting a council of regional governments together to model the partnership with the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. This will pull multiple entities together, and really what they're trying to do is simplify some services to get more funding into the community. We also have a letter here. Lawrence County is also involved with this. I believe it goes further out into Gallia County. But this is at the request of Matt Purcell. They were asking for a letter of support for this initiative. I know they're working on some more details with this, but they're saying, hey, would you guys support us kind of working with everybody in a called process? Any comments or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
Okay. In the matter of joint use agreement between the Scioto County Board of Commissioners and Market Square LLC.
Do we need to do
We
the amended
skipped
certificate?
number 13.
Do we have, I think we might have left one off the agenda.
One was mixed up here, so that's why I'm kind of
Okay, so.
backwards. So in the matter of accepting amended certificate from the Budget Commission.
Any comments or questions on the amended certificate?
I make the motion we accept the amended certificate.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
I apologize.
This is the joint use agreement.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I'm back on track. In the matter of joint use agreement between the Scioto County Board of Commissioners and Market Square Park LLC.
So Market Square Park did receive some money from the state budget. It's in the amount of $250,000 towards that project. Part of that is a joint use agreement between the County Board of Commissioners and Market Square Park LLC. We've done this, I think, 3 times now. This is just updating to capture this new grant of how that operates. So any comments or questions?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Aye.
In the matter of appointment to the Southern Ohio Diversification Initiative Board.
And this might not be on the agendas handed out. This was a last minute addition. I apologize for that. So this is a letter of recommendation to serve on the Southern Ohio Diversification Initiative Board for a Scioto County representative. So this board is the entity up at the Piketon site that, as the land is remediated, it then gets released to SODI. SODI then markets that land for economic development purposes. The goal is to, as the site is being demolished and remediated, jobs eventually go away. So how do you get that land into the hands of somebody that will then market it and create jobs as it's being remediated? So that's SODI's function there at the site. We have historically had a representative from the commission on that board, and that was Commissioner Davis. But it makes more sense to have an economic development person on that board. So it is my recommendation that Tiffany Leemaster, who is the director of the Scioto County Development Corporation, set on that board. She's already been very involved through her work with Ross County there at the Piketon site through JDISO and is very familiar with this entity. So she's very well aware of what's going on there, already has connections, and as the economic leader of the county, I think it makes more sense that she serve on that board versus one of us. Any comments or questions?
I'll make a motion we approve the letter recommending her for the appointment.
I think Tiffany's a fine choice, and I would second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi. That is the end of our agenda. Are there any comments or questions, items on agenda? Mr. Bill Schote?
Hey guys, thank you and welcome back, Chairman Powell. Several of the items you were discussing, grant spending and things. Just a general question, is each department responsible for their own grant monies that they receive?
Yes. So the way that works, Bill, is most of the time the grants still flow through this office. We still have to approve those grants. We still have to authorize at times offices to apply for grants, depending on how the grants are worded, because it says if it's the county. So you've probably noticed multiple times where we've even accepted grants on behalf of the engineer, clearly the airport board, just different entities. So sometimes it's more administrative for us. They've done all the hard work, and then the money still has to come through us, and ultimately one of us has to sign. So in this instance, specifically with the airport authority, they did all the work, working with all the engineers, and then when it comes time for a signature, we still have to take action to authorize somebody to sign it. So that's what happened today with the airport authority.
Just asking for clarification purposes, because I know it's a great deal different than what the city's process is.
Yeah.
Item number 11, is there any detail about exactly what enhancements are taking place at the airport?
They've been doing a lot. I know they were doing pappy lights. I believe this is specific to the apron and some of the paving out there. If you have another question, I'll get you the exact details. But as you can see, I'm just like, take the money, guys. Honestly.
Welcome back, Mr. Cotter. Item number 13, while you look that up, we'll throw this at Merritt and Will then. Has there been any progress with the Budget Commission and things and county departments' budgets? Are things headed in a more positive direction than what you've indicated in the past?
We would love to think they're headed in a more positive direction. But we've met with individual office holders and talked with them about different parts of their budget. We actually have had a couple situations where people have not replaced people. I mean, as we put together our calculations here, we kind of had a idea of what departments look like that they're going to be over when we come to the end of the year. And we've talked to those, and a couple of them have said, okay, we've got this person leaving, we're not replacing it. They're making some efforts, and you know, we're chipping away at it, Bill. We've got a long way to go to get there, but we're chipping away at it. And the biggest thing is, we've talked about from time to time is the children's services situation, and we we're trying our best to come up with an answer for that. Actually, I talked to, out to the fairgrounds, I talked to a representative from, whose office was that? Senator Marino's office. And he said, hey, send me a request, maybe we can help you with something. So, you know, we've been filling out all those things to try to come up with ways of chipping away at that. But as of right now, it's getting a little better, but we still don't see light at the end of the tunnel with it.
Well, the reason I asked is because when we started that conversation, you guys sounded a pretty urgent alarm at the time. And before we know it, that end of the year is going to be here.
Yeah, and it is still pretty urgent. I mean, there's still quite a bit of money sitting out there that we don't know where it's going to come from, but we're trying our best to find it.
All right, and a question off agenda. Is there any updates that commissioners can provide regarding the Google site in Franklin Furnace? I've seen some drone pictures and different things. I've looked, at their website, and it looks like it's moving along. Is there anything more recent that commissioners can share?
I was up there last week for a meeting with the construction people. Holder is the construction company that's the general contractor of the site, and was up there for a meeting with them, and they had it pretty well laid out on how things are going to go. The site itself, he said the only thing that they've done at this point is move dirt, and they moved a lot of dirt. I mean, you've seen the drone footage, go up there and look at it and see what, they have moved a lot of dirt, leveled off a lot of space, and they talked about the buildings going up, and they said once they get the pads to where that they feel like they're ready to pour the concrete and do all that stuff, they said it won't take much time to put the buildings up. They think by May they will probably have buildings up on that site. Now, that doesn't mean they're ready to move into those buildings, because the inside part of it is going to be that's the heart of the whole thing, the inside of it. But they are they moved a lot of dirt. The meeting I was at was actually a safety meeting discussing how that they were going to get have emergency responses if they had the squad has to come or the fire department has to come. And in that meeting, they basically said that they will have on site paramedics, maybe even a nurse practitioner on site, and they can take care of most things. And probably what will happen is they will take care of, if they have an accident or an injury on site, they will take care of it, transport that person to the gate and meet the squads at the gate so that they could take care of it. So it was very informative. A lot of the locals, people were up there, the sheriff's department, the fire and EMS people up there, the state fire marshal was there. There was a number of people at that meeting, and there was a lot of information passed on how the facility is going to look and how that they can get around inside the facility.
So it's safe to say that it's very preliminary, but at this point, the folks responsible for the data center are keeping pace with the schedule that they kind of laid out to.
Yeah, they, according to the construction people last week, they're pushing us pretty hard to stay ahead of schedule. And he said the thing is, in this industry, he said things will change before tomorrow. He said they will come in and say, we want this changed this way, moved over here, we want it there. He said, so the faster we get it built, the less they can change on us. So,
Mayor, can you give an update on the amount of construction workers and union workers currently on site and what they expect to be on that site? Because it is different than part of the CRA.
That was my follow-up.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Good job for you, Phil.
As of right now, I think he said, and I'm not going to, don't hold me strictly to this number that's on site right now, because I think he said there was between 150 and 200 people working on site right now. Most of them equipment operators and truck drivers. And he said that at peak of the construction, they would have 3,500 construction workers on site. He expects that within the next 6 months to have 3,500 construction workers on site. Now, when we originally discussed this thing, it was supposed to be 1,200 to 1,500 construction workers was going to be at peak. And I specifically asked that question. I said, we were told there would only be this one. Are you sure 35? He said, oh yeah, we're going to have 3,500 people on site. And he said he has had discussions with the local convenience stores and those places saying, hey, you're going to be overrun. There's going to be people coming in here that make sure your card readers work and you got walls full of energy drinks, because that's what these guys buy. And also he has had discussions with food truck operators, because the lack of restaurants and all up in that area. He had discussion with food truck operators, and they are going to have a specified area where that you can come in and set up food trucks, and they've already talked to some people about, having them signed up to be there the whole time. Also talked to the little dairy bar right down the street. He said, get all kinds of hot dogs and hamburgers, because you're going to need them. So they're expecting to gear up really quick. And I think the thing that was kind of the holdup was the EPA permits. I mean, that was kind of what was keeping them from moving dirt and all. They got their EPA permits, and they've moved a tremendous amount of dirt, doing a lot of work up there. And it won't be long, they're going to have all kinds of construction workers on site.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got an update for you.
There we go.
I was wrong. Shocking. Date and time.
Hold it. I got
confused with a different grant. This grant is for drainage, airport drainage study. So we have some drainage issue out there. Water standing between the runway and the taxiway. And they noticed possible sinkholes around the airfield. So it's more of a drainage study for this. And once again, it's not $98,703. FAA is doing $93,768. State share, $4,935. Zero local share.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, always appreciate the dialogue. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, any other questions, items on agenda?
Not on.
Anything off agenda?
Yes, I have a question from Sin Mackley from Scioto County Daily News. I have a question about the rising cost of some foster placements. I know that there has been consensus that providers may be overcharging, but is this based on the fact that it's very expensive? Sorry, it keeps jumping. Or on some comparison. Do you have hard numbers that show other counties have been getting much better prices for the same service? Are there providers out there that offer much better rates? Are there states or counties that have found ways to meet the specialized needs of certain kids in foster care at much lower rates? Are there professionals who deal with the care of children with these types of issues in the medical industry that care can be provided at a much lower rate? Or is there just a hope it can be carried out effectively at a lower cost?
So it was like 10 questions in there,
Yeah.
Sin. So I'll just talk about the system in general. I think we've talked about this at length, but we'll go over it again. Back in 22, I believe, we combined the agency to JFS. Back then we had 407 kids in care. We have hit 195 kids in care. So you would think our expenses would cut in half. They've actually increased. So it's not we're putting people in more expensive places. It's not an incremental raise that the providers are doing. It is truly an unregulated, if you want a kid in care, depending on their needs, these providers are just giving rates. We have a team of folks. There was one kid in particular, they were meeting twice a week trying to find different placement for, and this is the outlier, one of the children costs roughly $1,500 a day. So there's work more so being done at the state level. Been working with Representative Pizzulli and Director Tamara Morton, trying to, unfortunately, use Scioto County yet again as an example of, when kids are being taken, basically abused and neglected. A lot of our kids, it's connected to the drug epidemic. I think we all know that inherently. We can see that in our data. So that's why we're kind of the canary in the mine shaft regarding CPS. We are hearing other counties struggling with this issue. It's just not at the magnitude because we have such a massive kids based on our population. Representative Pazzuli's dropping a bill. I know that we've been working with the statewide JFS trying to essentially put in a rate card to cap how much, what the top end of that cost should be. But you know, when you start saying it takes $300, $400, $500 a day to provide care for a kid, I really have to second guess that, and my brain goes to the other world where we take care of the elderly, and our rates are nowhere close to that, most of the time half of that. So it's a combination of multiple things. The agency's done their job. They've gotten kids through the system, they've sped up adoptions, they've gotten kids back with their families, they've cut the caseload in half, and that's in collaboration with JFS, with the judges, with the prosecutor's office. They are working on this tirelessly. There's a piece of this equation we do not control, and that is how much these agencies charge. And the reality is there's only so many beds in the state of Ohio that you can find. And keep in mind, if you say, hey, we'll just send that kid to Maryland or wherever, there's still a mandation that we go visit that kid. So there's still a cost associated with, so if you get a lower cost out of state, which I would argue is not the best course of action for any of our children, the further they get away from their family. But then also our staff has to travel to those locations, and they do that frequently across the state. So I don't know that I answered all the questions. There's some regulatory stuff happening at the state level. We're doing our best here to manage the budget, but once again, it's a math problem that just doesn't add up, and the answer is not taxing more. We went to the citizens when we were setting at 407 kids in care and said, hey, we need your help. And they stepped up in a big way. They did that. And then we drop it in half, and then we still need more money. So once again, it is a systemic issue. Other counties are running into this. I would argue other counties are not taking kids in care because of this issue. So therein lies the other question is how do you take that standard? And I know some counties are. We just won't put kids in care, and we'll kind of roll the dice and leave them in situations that probably aren't the best. So it's clearly a broken system. It is not at the fault of our local team. They are reviewing our high case costs all the time. We had a meeting with them
Three weeks
ago, and kind of walked through this. And so it's a compounding interest issue. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to share on that part.
We talk enough about it that people should know what's going on with that one.
So, all right. Any other questions online?
Sin has a follow-up. This is a follow-up to my first question. Is there a concern that you can end up with a situation like Medicaid and nursing homes? There's a cost cap, but that can sometimes lead to very low pay and high turnover for caregivers, less opportunities for residents, food complaints, etc.
Look, I think there should be a cap, and it's, you know, if you want to compare to the nursing home world, that rate does get changed and addressed frequently. But keep in mind, if you're looking at a rate in a nursing home, you're looking at all the regulation that's associated with it. You're looking at all the skilled staff, all of the nurses, all of the dietary and everything like that. So you have all of that baked into that business model, and then you have another business model over here where you're putting, at times it's a kid with a caregiver or somebody that has a house for four, and then all of a sudden that rate is drastically different. So my problem is there's no standard that says at what point does the kid make it to the next tier of care that's needed. And if we're saying that a lot of it is due to mental health issues, which it is, then why is the Medicaid system picking that up? Because those are clearly medical issues. Every kid in care does qualify for Medicaid. So how is that part of the system not picking up the health needs of the kid while the CPS system is paying for the room and board of the kid? So I think there's a lot of, once again, it's a structural issue more than anything, is my belief.
No more questions.
No more questions. All right, no more questions in-house. No, guys? We're gonna get you guys up here one time. All right, with that, we do have an executive session at 11:30 to discuss employment, discipline, dismissal of a county employee. Could be any or all of those things, but that's at 11:30. Commissioner Malt, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yes, I had a wonderful time at the fair this week. I had the privilege of meeting with Congressman Dave Taylor and State Treasurer Robert Sprague and State Rep Justin Pizzulli. Also met with U.S. Senator Marino's aide and U.S. Senator Husted's aide. And it was very, very informative and very good meetings.
All right, thanks, sir. Commissioner Smith.
I just kind of tag on to what Will said. The fair is something that I would encourage people. Get out to the fairgrounds. There's lots of good things going on out there, a lot of exciting things. I'm not sure. I think tonight's the rodeo, and then the bus demolition derby.
Got really
tomorrow.
excited back there for a second.
And the regular demolition derby on Saturday. Usually the bus demolition derby and the regular demolition derby, they bring in a pretty good crowd. So hopefully it'll bring crowds in and people can enjoy the fair. I've been out there the last couple nights. Probably won't make it tonight, but we'll probably be back the next couple nights. But it is an exciting time for people in the county. Support the 4-H kids. We're going to, we'll have, Saturday will be the Sale of Champions, and then they will go online, and you will have the time online that you can go on and add on to the money that the kids get for the animals that they have. So please get involved with that, because they work hard all year to try to get those animals out there and at least get them to the point that they pay their expenses, you know, because they're learning a lot of things from raising the animals, but they need to at least get to that point. And so the opportunity is there for each and every one in Scioto County to go online and help those kids out. And also, usually I'm talking about some kind of day, and this is National Root Beer Float Day. And so everybody should go out and buy a root beer float today, so you can celebrate Root Beer Float Day.
At the fair.
Yeah, you can buy one at the fair, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a place out there. Now, I saw a lot of things, bought a few things out there to eat, but I didn't see root beer floats, but I'll bet you can find one out there somewhere.
All right, I'll echo the gentleman. Clearly it's Fair Week. It's always a big week in the county. Please go support the kids in the barns. Those are our local leaders. Those are the ones that have put in a lot of hard work. Of course, go support the other businesses, but you know, the 4-H kids, that is where a lot of our future leaders within this county are learning hard work and dedication and service. So go support them. Of course, we have the auction on Saturday, but then I think the online auction stays open probably for another couple weeks. And you don't have to buy the whole chicken. You can go on and find your favorite kid and give them $25, $30, and it just kind of goes towards their efforts. So I would encourage people to do that. Last thing I'll say, we did have a couple people, and I know you guys got a question while I was gone. I think we had 2 people call into the office asking if we were going to do anything specifically with Mark Ward and any of his status within the county. I guess my recommendation as I sit here, or my thought as I sit here is, one, if he wants to officially reach out and ask for a conversation, that would be probably more appropriate. But 2, you know, there's this thing that happens in the HR world where if somebody leaves employment, they're free to say whatever they would like, and yet the employer is still bound by some HR law. So if Mark would like to come in and talk to us, I would probably ask that some sort of waiver is signed so we can openly discuss his time here at the county without any further litigation. And then part of it, I would also want to see the 2 criminal cases kind of finalized so we can see some of the additional evidence come out. I think all the evidence will be released then in terms of timelines and things like that. But more than happy to talk to Mark, but I do think there probably needs to be a couple things put in place. But if he wants to reach out officially, by all means. You got your hand up? Bill Show.
Yeah, Mr. Connor. If Mr. Ward would accept that offer,
Yeah.
would that, and sign those waivers, would that meeting take place in an open session?
That would be the goal. I mean, a lot of this is and of course, I'm just one person. These guys would have to agree to this. This is just my thoughts. So probably first time they're hearing this. I think that'd be appropriate because everything else has have been out in the public sphere. You know, we've seen some things online, and once again, like I would, by all means, let's have an open conversation about kind of what happened, and if there's a mechanism to do something to clear his name, then by all means, let's look at it. And wish him the best, and I understand the frustration, I truly do, and I've had this conversation with him, but I think there's an appropriate way to make a request and then kind of go through the process. Thank you, appreciate it. Anything else? Nothing. With that, I'll entertain a motion to recess until 11:30.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Malt?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi, we'll be back 11:30. Thanks so much. All right, it is 12:34, sorry about that. 12:34, can I entertain a motion to exit executive session and reconvene our regular session?
I'll make that motion to exit and reconvene.
I will second.
Mr. Maul?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi, it is 12:34. So we have two actions to take from executive session. The first is we did have a very good conversation with our dog warden. I know originally, gentlemen, you accepted a resignation or I think while I was gone, right? And she has since came back to us and had a conversation asking if she could rescind that resignation letter and stay on as our dog warden and continue to contribute there at the shelter and within the county. I think it was a good conversation. Appreciate her coming in. And if you guys have any comments or not, but if not, we do have if someone would make a motion to allow her to pull her resignation for her to continue employment as the dog warden.
Yeah, we have actually continued up to this point her employment to do a couple extra things, so it's never been terminated. We just had her resignation, so I would make the motion to allow her to rescind that resignation.
And I will second that motion.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Maul?
Aye.
Mr. Powell?
Hi. The second item we have, so we get a lot of conversations about the shelter and what's going on at the shelter, and we recognize at times that we need to look at things and restructure. It just so happens that the current director does have retirement kind of on the calendar in the near future. And with that in mind, it allows us the opportunity to kind of recreate the structure, if you will, at the shelter. So one of the thoughts is how do we, and we also recognize that we've had some turnover in the dog warden position. So how do we find a better process to be able to incentivize keeping dog wardens, but also figuring out what does director job look like. So part of that thought is similar to what they do in Pike County. The dog warden, they have a lead dog warden, main dog warden, who's actually the office manager for that role. So if we would shift to that structure, we would be able to pay that dog warden more, but also give them more responsibility. And that way we could have a different type of person that would want to apply for that role. Ultimately, it would save the county money. We would end up eliminating the office manager role entirely once the director retires, and save the county there, but also be able to take care of the dog wardens at the same time. So with that said, in preparation for retirement, it does make sense to post a job, should we decide to do that, to start bringing in applicants, because it is a different skill set when you say, hey, I want you to be a dog warden, but I also want you to be a leader, and I also want you to do the bills, and I also want you to run the shelter. So it would be a higher salary than our dog wardens, but it's also, keep in mind, higher responsibility. So I do think it would be wise to go ahead and post that in preparation, and that way we can have a solid transition plan for when the director does retire, and then it would be my recommendation that we do not backfill. So with that, all of that said, do you guys have anything to add to that?
I think you pretty well summed it up.
The only thing that I would add to it is you talked about the increasing the salary for the dog warden / office manager.
Yeah.
But we also, in doing that and eliminating the position, will also free some money to be able to pay the other dog wardens at a little higher rate too.
Yeah, and that's fair, and that was part of the conversation, because right now, compensation package doesn't take into account on-call pay, getting called out pay, different things, which does make it very difficult for work-life balance and just kind of being able to juggle the requirements of on-call with the requirements of just life and family. So Once again, there could be some increases there, but ultimately, in the total budget of the shelter, it would be quite a bit of savings when you look at eliminating a direct role completely and combining it with a warden. So thank you for that clarification. Any other thing before I ask for a motion? Yes?
Authorize. Are you gonna authorize?
Yeah, so the motion would be to authorize the clerk to advertise for the position of a shelter director warden position for the Scioto County Dog Shelter. And then we'll be putting that description together to post.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Aye, and I think that is the last of our decision points for executive session. If there's anything else that we need to hit in closing, gentlemen?
No.
Nothing?
We've said
All right.
everything we need to say.
All right, appreciate you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Mr. Smith,
Aye.
Mr. Malt,
Aye.
Mr. Powell.
Hi, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Go to the fair and support the 4-H kids.